Hello class, my name is Jihan Luthfiyyana Syifa with student ID 24220009. Welcome to the course Understanding Language and Linguistics. Have you ever wondered how just a few sounds or symbols can create entire words, express love, start words, or bring peace? Language is everywhere. It's the thread that connects us all. And in this course, we're going to explore what language is really is and how it works and why it's one of the most powerful tools humans have ever developed. um, get ready to see everyday words in a whole new way. So today we're gonna define language and linguistic. What is language? Language is a system of communication consisting of sounds, words, and grammar, or the system of communication used by people in a particular country or type of work. So, what is language used for? Language is used to communicate or express thoughts, ideas, and emotions, share knowledge and information, build relationship, and then influence others and express identity. So we can define language as a system people use to communicate with sounds, words, and grammar. It helps us express thoughts, share information, connect with others, and show who we are. And then we have types of language classifications. Number one is natural language. Is any language that has evolved naturally in humans through use and repetition without conscious planning or premeditation. So, natural language is the language that humans use to communicate with each other in everyday life. For example, is English, spoken widely around the world, Indonesian, the official language of Indonesia, Spanish, spoken in Spain, Latin America, and other regions, and then Mandarin Chinese, the most spoken language by native speakers. And the number two, we got a constructed language is a language that has been consciously created by an individual or group rather than having evolved naturally. So, a constructed language is a language whose phonology, grammar, and vocabulary have been consciously devised for human or fictional use instead of having naturally evolved. So, these languages are often designed for use in fictional worlds, for international communication or for linguistic experimentation. For example, we got Klingon, Esperanto, Dothraki, and High Valyrian. Number three, we got sign languages or visual gestures languages that use hand shapes, facial expression, body movements, and gestures to convey meaning. So, for example, American Sign Language, British Sign Language, Indonesian Sign Language, or Bisindo. And then we have a programming language. It's a formal language comprising a set of instructions that produce various kinds of output. Programming languages are used to implement algorithms and control the behavior of machines, particularly computers. For example, Python or JavaScript that essential for web development and interactive websites, and then Java widely used for web application, Android apps, and enterprise software. And the number five, we got written language. Written language versus spoken languages refer to classifications of language forms based on how they are expressed and communicate. So written language is communicate through written symbols such as letters or characters or the ideograms and is usually more formal and structured. And then spoken language is communicate through speech and vocalization, and then it tends to be more informal and interactive. For example, everyday conversations, speeches, podcasts, like English, Mandarin, Hindi, Arabic as spoken languages, and then the text of the novel, newspaper, or website, English alphabets, Chinese characters, Arabic scripts for like hidden language. And then number six, we got ancient and extinct languages are languages that were spoken in historical times and may no longer be used in daily life conversation. So the ancient languages are languages that were spoken in historical times and may no longer be used in daily life conversation, but are stated in written records and inscriptions. And then the extant languages are languages that no longer have any native speakers and are no longer used for daily life communication. For example, Latin, Ancient Greek, Sanskrit, and then for the extant language is Etruscan, Gothic, and Coptic. And for the last, we got regional or geographic languages are languages spoken within specific regions or local areas, often associated with a particular ethnic group or community. They may or may not be officially recognized, but they serve as a key part of local identity and culture. For example, Basque or Euskara, spoken in the Basque country, Spain and France, and then Catalan, spoken in Catalonia in Spain, and Japanese, spoken in Central and East Java of Indonesia. And now we define what is linguistic. Linguistic is the scientific study of language and its structure. So we got branches of linguistics. There are phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, macrolinguistics. There are sociolinguistics, physical linguistics, anthropological, compu- computational, and then we got a picture here how the branches of linguistics are used for phonetics, the study of speech sounds, how they are. For phonetics is the study of speech sounds, how they are produced, transmitted, and perceived. For example, PBTD sounds. And then phonology is the study of sound system and patterns in a language. For example, how sounds are organized and function in English versus Japanese. And then we got morphology, the study of the structure of words and how they are formed from morphemes. Morphemes is the smallest units that have meaning. For example, unhappiness uh, from plus happy plus ness, then unhappiness. We got prefix and suffix too in this morphology. And then syntax. The study of sentence structure and how words combine to form phrases and sentences. For example, a subject, a verb, object, order in English. For example, she eats cake. Like that. And then semantics, the study of meaning in language, words meaning, and sentence meanings. For example, a bank. We have a two like as in river bank or financial bank like that. And then pragmatics, the study of language used in context, including implied meaning and conversational rules. For example, can you pass the salt? as a polite request, not just questions. For the linguistic branches, so we So for linguistic branches, we know that the study that related to sounds is phonetics and phonology, and then for words is morphology, for sign is semiotics, for sentences is syntax, and the full meaning is semantics and pragmatics. So maybe that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching my video.